Hi guys, I'm going to compare the growing pattern of these two acorn squashes here. I've already done this once before. I was talking about vining versus not vining. But in this case, I'm looking specifically at fruit production. So that stake that's in there is 8 feet, so minus what's been stuck in the ground, it's probably about 7 feet in the air. I'm now over it, and I was originally planning on capping it off and leaving it to go, but if you notice, there's my first female fruit. It's as tall as I am. So I've got one female fruit, and then if you go up here and go around, try not to blind you, there is the second female fruit. So in 7 feet of growth, I've got 2 female fruits, neither of which have even started. In terms of they're not open, they're not ready, they're still germinated, they're still gestating, whatever the term is, before they're still getting ready. In contrast to this honey bear, which is a very squat grower in comparison, especially in comparison, yet let's dig through the leaves here. Dig through the leaves. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fruits on this thing already. It's still growing. I've got another one coming in. Can you see the little baby? Baby female right there. Oops. There we go. Pinch that off. There's another female right there. And this has male flowers all over it. So in terms of production, I am going to get a whole lot more honey bear than I am going to get table queen. Dude, just from that by itself, I will probably not be growing table queen again unless the table queen fruit is just amazing. But in terms of quantity, honey bear is winning hands down. Much earlier set, much more compact growth. This is all it takes up in the garden, and while this one takes up this, well, okay, let's also compare the circumference here. So this guy is growing out. I guess I imagine they're about the same circumference wise. But they're a little offset. So this one doesn't go out as far as this one does, but this one does go back a little bit as far as that one does. So the table queen might take up a little bit more room on the floor of the garden, but the table queen grows super tall. So if you've got the space to let this thing go and actually crawl all over the place, and one of the plans for these beds is that they're going to get a canopy put on them, which is basically four legs, and then it'll go up to basically a pergola. And so the idea is that with that base, I can do whatever I need to for scaffolding or trellising or anything else that I need. So once that's in place, I'll just train this up and then once it reaches the top, just say you have at, and let it do what it wants to do until it drapes over the other side. And I would do the same thing with the spaghetti squash back there. It's also very tall. And about as productive as this is in terms of the number of potential fruits. Because both of this is the butternut, and let's look at one vine. So I've got one fruit there coming in, and I've already got one growing, and that's way close to the ground. So you can see over there I've got another one on a different vine. Oops. Coming in, and then another one getting ready. So again, the butternut is much more productive for the, I guess, per square foot of growth. I don't know how you want to put that. And then over there I've got this delicata squash that is doing the same thing as this butternut. It's already got multiple delicatas forming on it, whereas the spaghetti, as well as the table queen, hasn't even started to flower. Okay, wait, it is flowering. Yes, it's flowering, it's just not fruiting yet. where's the first fruit on this guy? So let's follow that vine up. Doo-doo-doo. Juncture, 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 juncture. There is the first female fruit coming in. And I think that one up there has one up there. And that's the first fruit on this one. So I've been kind of confused, I guess, because this is the same spaghetti squash I grew a couple years ago, and I had a whole lot more fruit set on it. So maybe it's nutrition versus which I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, so growing these vertically, my God, I can't imagine the space that would require if you were not growing it vertically. But anyway, so that was my trying to look at the table queen and the honey bear acorn squash. Let me focus on that again. So yeah, that's my take so far on these. Oh, interesting. If you look at the growth of the leaves, see how this one's nice and broad, and the way it grows. This guy looks like it's limp. If you go in here and I'm looking, I mean, look at that guy, look at that leaf. But if I go in and I touch it, this is not in any way stress hanging there. This is just the way these leaves grow. So they are all doing that, and even the ones on the very bottom where they have the support, they still want to do that bulbing up. They still want to do this growth pattern. So when I first saw this, I was very much like, oh no, it's very stressed. Let me see what's going on. No, it's actually not stressed. That's just the way these leaves want to grow. Interesting. I've not seen that before, so I just wanted to call that out as it being unique to this particular variety. So there you go. There's my mid-growth thing for it. I think at the end I'm going to do a taste comparison of the one table queen, if I get one, and then one of the honey bears, and then test the difference and see what we get. Alright guys, y'all have fun in your gardens and keep experimenting.